And the fact that an upstanding and righteous gentleman like yourself is in that position with the only thing trying to be righteous in our lane is just more machinations of the devil. You should have a much better backstory when you pick me as an opponent.
You know what, man? I'm glad you at least, addressed it, because
when you talk to him and tell him what the truth is, he won't be able to refute it. I told you earlier, he doesn't know this.
A new target in his sights, NFL legend Shannon Sharpe. A brand new lawsuit was just filed in Nevada claiming Sharpe was manipulative and eventually a Jane Doe, with the latest claims allegedly happening as recently as January. We got our hands on the filing, and we're going to break down everything.
Feel better about herself when they come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get your old out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it. Dang. When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her, listen, I need you want some money to go to...
Hold up. Did Katt Williams just drop the absolute mic on Shannon Sharpe? You're locked in with Unlocked, and the internet is absolutely detonating right now. Forget the carefully crafted statements. Katt's latest bombshell isn't just backing up those Wild A allegations, it's sounding like the opening scene of Shannon's career imploding in real time. Shannon's been in damage control this past week, trying to swat down a lawsuit alleging some seriously messed up behavior during a relationship. But now, with Katt seemingly not just confirming the accusations but hinting at a whole damn vault of receipts, this ain't just a legal skirmish, this is looking like a full-scale reputation war, and Shannon might be outgunned before the first shot is even properly fired. Because let's be real, this isn't some random internet rumor. This is Katt Williams, the guy who can turn a podcast appearance into a viral nuke, now seemingly fueling the flames of Shannon's legal nightmare. And you know damn well, with that kind of energy, things are about to get exponentially uglier. So what's the backstory here? It's no secret there's been some low-grade heat simmering between Katt and Shannon ever since that explosive Club Shay interview. Remember that one? Broke the internet? Record views? You'd think that kind of success would breed some camaraderie, right? Wrong. Apparently, that interview left some serious scars, and now Katt's watching Shannon twist in the wind with a barely concealed smirk. Sources close to Katt have been whispering that he always felt something was off about Shannon, even during their supposedly friendly sit-down. Now, those off vibes seem to be solidifying into something much darker in Katt's mind, especially with these allegations surfacing. And these aren't just vague whispers. We're talking about a lawsuit detailing some seriously disturbing claims. Let's get into the specifics. A woman named Gabriella Zuniga filed the suit, and the timeline alone raises eyebrows. She alleges the relationship started when she was just 19, while Shannon was a staggering 54. 54! Let that sink in. Even if she was legally an adult, that age gap screams uncomfortable, and it's the kind of detail that immediately puts you on edge. To put it in perspective, Gabriella was potentially a decade younger than Shannon's own kids. The optics here are brutal, and it's hard not to feel a knot in your stomach hearing those numbers. And then there's this. Gabriella initially filed as Jane Doe, trying to maintain some privacy. But guess who allegedly decided to blast her real name out in public statements? Shannon's legal team. That move alone feels calculated and frankly, pretty damn shady.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
I don't know, have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you.
I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
But the accusations themselves are where this whole thing goes from uncomfortable to potentially catastrophic. Gabriella is painting a picture of manipulation, control, and alleged sexual assault. She claims Shannon assaulted her from behind on 2 separate occasions, explicitly ignoring her pleas to stop. We're talking about detailed allegations of threats and physical abuse, a complete disregard for her no, even as she was reportedly crying and screaming. This isn't just a bad breakup. These are the kinds of allegations that can destroy careers and lives. According to the lawsuit, their relationship started at an LA gym and was initially consensual for about 2 years. But then, Gabriella says, the switch flipped. The threats started, allegedly including threats against her life if she shared her location with friends, a basic safety measure that allegedly triggered a terrifying response. And the invasion of privacy allegedly didn't stop there. She's also accusing Shannon of secretly recording their intimate moments, claiming it was for his personal use before allegedly showing those videos to his buddies. That's a level of violation that's hard to even fathom. Now, Shannon wasn't about to take all this lying down. His lawyer issued a fiery denial, a full-throated defense against every single accusation. And Shannon came armed with what he thought was his trump card: text messages from Gabriella. And folks, these messages are a lot. We're talking graphic, explicit stuff. Messages where Gabriella allegedly talks about wanting a dog collar, wanting to be choked, and making incredibly sexualized and, frankly, bizarre requests. Messages that Shannon's team is clearly hoping will paint Gabriella as the aggressor, someone who is fully engaged in a highly sexualized dynamic. But here's where it gets murky. The defense is trying to frame this as a consensual relationship with some extreme role-playing elements, but the lawsuit alleges these texts are from a different period, sent before the alleged assaults took place. That's a crucial detail that completely flips the narrative. Are these texts evidence of a mutually agreed-upon dynamic, or are they being used to distract from much more serious and recent allegations? And then there's the elephant in the room. The repeated, bizarre references in Gabriella's texts to wanting a big black baby. It's undeniably strange, especially considering Gabriella is white. It hints at some very specific and potentially problematic racial dynamics within their relationship, a whole can of worms that neither side seems particularly eager to fully unpack right now. But make no mistake, those kinds of details stick in your mind and add another layer of unsettling complexity to this entire mess.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about, and I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
Shannon's official statement went on the offensive, calling Gabriella's lawsuit and her lawyer Tony Busby a sham, a cold-blooded attempt to shake him down for millions. They claim Gabriella even showed Shannon an allegedly edited video of one of their private moments, trying to twist a consensual act into something it wasn't. The defense is arguing that the raw, uncut text messages tell the real story. A story of 2 consenting adults engaged in some intense scenarios that Gabriella herself initiated. They are flat out denying any coercion or misconduct, labeling the sexual assault allegations as gross lies. Shannon, it seems, is digging in his heels, vowing to fight this all the way through the courts, confident that truth and law are on his side. He even dropped a video himself, directly accusing Tony Busby of blackmail, claiming Busby was ready to leak an edited audio clip to make him look guilty. And the financial stakes are astronomical. Shannon alleges Gabriella and Busby are aiming for a $50 million payout. But just when it looked like Shannon was gaining some traction with his defense, Tony Busby fired back with his own artillery. He claims Shannon actually offered Gabriella a hefty $10 million settlement during mediation, trying to prevent the lawsuit from ever being filed. According to Busby, this happened back in February, after weeks of negotiations. But Gabriella apparently rejected that massive offer and decided to take her chances in court. And then Busby went straight for Shannon's jugular, pointing out that those graphic texts Shannon's team released were old news, sent long before the alleged assault incidents. Busby's message was clear. Shannon is trying to distract from the serious accusations with irrelevant history. But Busby wasn't done dropping bombs. He then released an audio clip allegedly featuring Shannon threatening to choke Gabriella, and if that wasn't damning enough, he followed it up with another recording where Shannon reportedly makes a racially charged and deeply disturbing comment about a big black guy choking a small white woman. Folks, this is where things go from bad to potentially irredeemable for Shannon in the court of public opinion. Busby didn't mince words, calling the contents of these recordings disturbing and dangerous, claiming they reveal how Shannon allegedly treated Gabriella, forcing her to flee Nevada and cut off all contact. Busby also reiterated the $10 million settlement offer, accusing Shannon's side of trying to discredit and dox Gabriella, even claiming they are now targeting him personally. But he insists they won't back down. Shannon's lawyer, of course, wasn't going to let those accusations stand unchallenged. They clapped back, accusing Gabriella of being motivated solely by money, especially after allegedly learning about Shannon's rumored $100 million-plus media deal for his Club Shay podcast. The timing of the lawsuit, filed just one day before the news of this massive deal was supposed to break, is certainly suspicious, at least according to Shannon's legal team. They are painting a picture of Gabriella as someone seeing dollar signs and trying to cash in before Shannon's big payday. They even went so far as to claim Gabriella was getting paid for role-playing and virtual fantasy work online, and that she even started charging Shannon himself. Busby, predictably, wasn't having any of that. He retorted that Shannon's aggressive tactics would only backfire, stating that they are eager to present all the evidence in court, where truth matters more than a desperate public spin from a sports icon. This whole situation has devolved into a chaotic and incredibly ugly mess, leaving fans completely divided. Some are immediately suspicious of Gabriella, pointing to her OnlyFans background. Others are deeply skeptical of Tony Busby, especially given his track record. Let's not forget, this is the same lawyer who filed that now-dismissed lawsuit against Jay-Z for alleged sexual assault of a minor, a case that ended with Jay-Z countersuing Busby for defamation and extortion. That whole saga was another messy disaster, and it's definitely casting a long shadow over Busby's involvement in this new case. So, understandably, some fans are wondering if Busby has a pattern of pursuing high-profile figures with questionable claims. But on the flip side, there's a significant portion of the public that believes there might be some truth to Gabriella's allegations, especially given Shannon's well-known reputation for a certain freewheeling lifestyle behind closed doors. Now, there's a huge difference between consensual adult behavior and the serious allegations being made here. But that existing reputation does make some people more inclined to believe that lines might have been crossed. And while all this legal and public relations warfare is raging, you know who's reportedly enjoying the show? Katt Williams. The bad blood from that Club Shay interview seems to have created a perfect storm, with Katt now potentially seeing Shannon's downfall as some form of twisted justice. That interview, while hugely popular, put Katt in the crosshairs of many other black entertainers, particularly comedians, who felt he was airing dirty laundry and punching down. Looking back at the interview, you could definitely sense some underlying tension and long-held grievances bubbling to the surface. When Katt went on Club Shay, it was like a dam breaking, years of pent-up accusations and opinions flooding out.
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah, I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did with the shit you did to me.
Okay,
And while the internet was eating it up, the targets of Katt's verbal onslaught were, understandably, furious. Nobody enjoys having their private issues dragged into the public spotlight. Katt, however, seemed to relish the chaos, and Shannon provided the perfect platform for his unfiltered confessions. But the fallout was significant, with both Katt and Shannon facing backlash, particularly Katt, who became the primary target of criticism. Dave Chappelle even weighed in, questioning Katt's motives and accusing him of targeting his own community. Chappelle, while acknowledging Katt's talent, questioned why he was painting ugly pictures of us, suggesting that Katt was a hurt person who repeatedly hurts others. Chappelle even hinted at his own past struggles, emphasizing that he never told on anybody. He directly called out Katt for potentially damaging the livelihoods of other black men for clout. It was a powerful and personal rebuke. Initially, the heat was all on Katt. He was labeled as bitter, a liar, and a hater, accused of being jealous of others' success. But then, Monique had her own explosive interview on Club Shay, and suddenly, the narrative began to shift. People started to see Shannon as a common denominator in these messy, high-drama situations. And in true Club Shay fashion, Shannon seemed to deflect, essentially throwing Katt under the bus. He portrayed himself as a passive observer, just letting Katt speak his mind. According to Shannon, he was simply doing his job as an interviewer, providing a platform for his guests' truths, and shouldn't be held responsible for Katt's explosive revelations. And to be fair, there's a certain logic to that position. But sources close to Shannon say he was privately furious about the fallout from Katt's interview, feeling that it damaged the credibility of his show and potentially scared away future high-profile guests. He reportedly felt that Katt's outburst cost him significant opportunities and tarnished the brand he was building. And then, Shannon reportedly went a step further, subtly suggesting that Katt might not have been entirely truthful in his interview. While being careful not to directly accuse Katt of lying, Shannon reportedly emphasized that Katt had assured him everything he was going to say was accurate, and that Shannon himself never pressured Katt to reveal anything. Katt, understandably, wasn't thrilled about being seemingly thrown under the bus after the fact, leading to significant tension between the two. Despite the controversy, Club Shay did manage to weather the storm, continuing to attract viewers. For a while, the interviews that followed Katt's didn't generate the same level of messy viral drama. But as anyone who knows Katt Williams understands, he has a long memory and doesn't easily forget perceived slights. So now, with Shannon Sharpe embroiled in this new and incredibly serious legal battle, Katt is undoubtedly watching it all unfold with a keen interest, and let's be honest, probably without an ounce of sympathy. Katt Williams is known for his long-held grudges, and right now it sounds an awful lot like Katt might be thinking, "You had your chance to tell him no, Shannon. You had your chance." But now we want to hear from you. What do you make of this tangled web of accusations, denials, and celebrity drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This situation is still unfolding, and if you want to stay updated on all the wild twists and turns, hit subscribe, and don't forget to leave a like and share this with anyone who's been following this crazy story. We'll see you in the next one.